Hello friends, welcome to Suprabha Academy's MPSC course in English medium. The ad for 2026 is out, so many of you will be inquisitive about what the ad is about. And since MPSC declares the ad and the number of posts and everything, the conditions in Marathi, we have brought you all the terms and conditions, the necessary terms and conditions which you need to know before going for this exam in English medium. So today's session is going to be important for those students who are preparing MPSC in English medium. So what is this ad about? How many posts do we have for this year's exam? Are the posts going to increase? Everything we'll be discussing today in this session. So to continue, MPSC has declared a total of 87 seats for this year's prelims. Now, please don't worry about it because these are the seats which MPSC has received. Okay, these are the requirements which MPSC has received from the concerned departments. By the time the prelims result is out, many such requirements would flow in and there will be many different posts also added to this. Okay, now this is very important information. Those who are going for Maharashtra Engineering Service and all other services, they might not see their post over here, but don't worry, kindly fill up the form, kindly apply for the exam, because it might happen that after the prelims, some posts would be added and you will not be in a position to go for the mains. Okay, so all of you fill up the form, go for the prelims, even though they have just declared something like 79 posts for the General Administrative Department, that is the State Service Rajyaseva, and 8 posts for Maharashtra Veterinary Service. So they have just declared these many posts as of now, but don't worry, the number of posts is going to increase. Okay, now some important dates for you. Submission of application, it begins on 31st December 2025 at 1400 hours to 20 January 2026 at 12 o'clock. By 12 o'clock midnight, you will have to go for the submission of the application. So this is the date. The last date of payment, those who are going for online mode, the last date of payment is going to be the same as the last date of application, that is 20th January 2026. But those who want to make the payment via the challans in State Bank of India, you have some additional days, so you can get the challan up to January 22, 2026 from the website, and the last date to pay the exam fee, okay, the last date to pay the exam fee via SBI Bank challan is 23rd January 2026 till the working hours of the banking on that day. Okay, so if you are going to pay via challan, you will get 2 additional days to pay via challan. Otherwise, online payment, the last date is 20th January 2026. Don't wait for the last date, as in how when the forms open up, kindly fill up the forms. Okay, apply. Also, those who have not created their profiles on MPSC platform, kindly create your profile today, tomorrow itself, so that on 31st, when they start with the application, acceptance of the application, you will be in a position to submit your application. Fine. So these are the dates. These are very important dates. Kindly make a note of it. Now, going further, see, this is very important for you. Okay, up to the period of finalization of the preliminary examination result, all posts obtained through revised additional independent requisitions received from the government shall be considered for the preliminary examination result. So till the preliminary examination result is out, this ad will go on increasing the number of posts. Okay, so again I'm telling you, let me reiterate, please kindly apply for the post, go for the exam, fill up the prelims form. Don't worry if you don't have the post of your choice at this moment. Mostly the engineering service, Maharashtra Forest Service students might think that, array, there is no post, okay, so why to fill up the form? Don't do that mistake. Fine. So, because MPSC has clearly mentioned over here, no claim shall be entertained at any stage on the ground that a post was not reserved in the preliminary exam. So later on, if you go to the courts to fight that, okay, fine, Maharashtra Engineering Service post was not there, hence I did not fill up the form, the prelims form, it won't be entertained. It has been clearly mentioned. Okay, so please fill up the forms. Now, what is the age limit? Okay, the age limit is going to be minimum 18 years and maximum for unreserved category it's 38 years. So from 18 to 38, okay, there are no attempt limits. Okay, so this is the minimum and the maximum age limit. Okay, the age relaxation is for 43 years for most of the reserve categories. Okay, EWS, orphan, meritorious sports person reserved. Okay, it is 43 years except for persons with disabilities where the age relaxation is up to 45 years. So 18 to 38 for unreserved, for most of the reservation 43, except for persons with disability, the age relaxation goes to 45 years. Now, education qualification. See, the education qualification for general administrative service is any graduate from a recognized university. Okay, but in case you want to go apply for the post of Maharashtra Finance Audit and Account Service, okay, for this post there is an additional requirement that that person should be a commerce graduate with at least 55% marks. See, the requirement of this post is that the candidate needs to have a knowledge of accountancy. Okay, therefore any BSc candidate or any BA candidate who doesn't have any knowledge of accountancy, that person will not be eligible for this post, though the selection criteria is one and the same. You'll have to go through this exam itself. But during this exam procedure, those students who have gotten competency in accountancy, they will be selected for Maharashtra Finance and Account Services. Okay, so they should either be commerce graduate or they should pass the final exam of licentiate in accountancy, which is conducted by Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Okay, pass the final examination of associateship conducted by the Institute of Cost, Works and Accounts, postgraduate in commerce, or you have done any MBA with accountancy, with a knowledge of accountancy. Okay, so these students would be eligible for this post. Only they will be getting the option to apply for this post during the form filling procedure. Now, another thing, industrial officers, technical, group B. For this post also, now the requirement is going to be highly technical. So those who have an engineering knowledge, they will be eligible for this post. Degree in engineering from a statutory university. So industries officer, technical group B, you need to have a degree or a degree of a statutory university in science stream. Only those students will be selected for this post. Okay, so this is an additional education qualification. This is going to be an additional education qualification apart from just a graduate who is eligible for all other posts. Now, scheme of the exam. For state services exam is going to be a combined preliminary exam. This exam is going to be same for Maharashtra Veterinary Service exam also. Okay, so the prelims exam is same for both. It will be for 400 marks, which is again, as you might be knowing, it is divided into two papers, GS1 200 marks and GS2 200 marks. GS2 is qualifying. Your merit would be decided by GS1. Okay, same thing for veterinary, the same question paper. You will have the same question paper for this. That's the reason it is known as the combined preliminary exam. But the mains for state services, it's just on the same pattern as of UPSC, 1750 mains and 275 interview. For veterinary service exam, the mains is going to be 400 marks and the interview is going to be for 50 marks. Okay, that's the difference. The prelims is same for both the exam, but the mains is going to be difference. Same thing, Maharashtra Forest Service, Maharashtra Engineering Service, the prelims is going to be the same. Only thing is that later on the mains process is going to be different. Okay, so this is the scheme of the exam. Examination fee for unreserved category is 544 and other reserved category it is 344. Okay, you'll have to pay this examination fee before 20th January 2026 on the online mode. Okay, so this is the general idea. This is the general idea about the exam, the pattern of the exam. Now, what are the posts? What exactly are the posts? Okay, under state services examination, the first post is Deputy Chief Executive Officer or Group Level Officer. Okay, higher grade Group A. Fine. So, total number of posts is 13. Okay, these 13 posts are bifurcated as 9 for general and 4 for reserve category. Okay, 13 posts, 9 for general and 4 for reserve category. Even in general, it's NT, OBC, SEBC, EWS, and total reserve post goes for 8. Fine, and this one is 9. general posts. Okay, then Assistant Director Maharashtra Finance Account Service, total is 32 posts. If you look at the bifurcation, total 32 posts, general 21 posts, okay, women 10 posts, and for sports person you have 1 post. The respective post allotted to physically disabled people is also mentioned over here. Okay, it is also mentioned over here. Next, what you have is Assistant BDO Group B, 30 posts. Again, the bifurcation is 30 posts bifurcated as 19 for general, 10 for women, and 1 for players. Okay, unreserved posts are going to be 15. Unreserved posts are going to be 15. Okay, then Industry Officer Technical Group B, post 4 posts. Okay, for this you need to have the requirement, or you need to have the engineering background or science background to be selected for this. Total you have 4 posts, and total you have, for general you have 4 posts. There is no reservation for women and sports person. Then Maharashtra Animal Husbandry Service, okay, total 8 posts. Now this is 8 posts for the Veterinary Officer Group A. Okay, Veterinary Officer Group A, this is going to be the mains for them is going to be totally different. 8 posts, out of which reserved posts are 6, unreserved are 2. Okay, and the general category will have 7 posts, and the women, specifically reserved for women, it will have 1 post. So this is the bifurcation of the total post you have for this year's exam, and this is going to add on. Now, my dear friends, a very, very important notice aspect to be discussed, that along with this, yesterday MPSC has also come up with a new scheme for MCQs, okay, the prelims pattern. So all the exams after March 2026 will have a new set of MCQ pattern in such that they will be having 5 options. Till date, we used to have 4 options for MCQs, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 options. Now you have an additional 5th option for MCQs, and that part is very important. There is a 5th option, okay, and what is the 5th option? If the candidate does not wish, this is very important, if the candidate does not wish to attempt any answer to a particular question, the 5th option must be selected. So you have a question, you have 4 options related to the answer of that question, and you have the 5th option in case you don't want to attempt this question. Okay, so now you cannot leave any question blank. If you leave any question blank, you will be getting negative marks. If you don't want to attempt that question, you have to select the 5th option. This is very important. So for every question, the candidate must compulsorily select any one option. Okay, so you know the answer, you tick mark the right answer, that's fine. If you don't know the answer, you want to leave the question, you have to tick mark the 5th option, sorry. Otherwise, 25% or 1/4 of the marks allotted to that question will be deducted from the total marks obtained by the candidate. So again, 25% or 1/4 marks would also be deducted if you do not shade any one option. Okay, if you are not shading any one option, 1/4 of the marks allotted to the question would be deducted. Shading more than one circle, if you shade more than one circle, again you'll go into negative. Making corrections in the answer, you'll go into negative, and for every incorrect answer you tick mark, you are also going to go into negative. So previously you used to go into negative when you tick mark incorrect answer. If you didn't want to attempt any question, we used to leave it blank. But now MPSC has come up with this new scheme. You cannot leave a question blank. If you leave a question blank, sure shot you are going to go into negative. This is very, very important for you to understand. So when you face the next year's prelims, mostly you are going to have this type of pattern. Okay. Also, the answer sheet would be treated invalid if the candidate has not signed. If you use any other ball pen color rather than black ballpoint, you need to be tick marking, darkening the circles using a black ball pen. That is important. Okay. See, understand one thing. The question number which you get, the question paper which you get, it has a particular number. That number has also to be mentioned in the answer sheet. If you don't mention it in the answer sheet, again that answer sheet would be considered as invalid. Also, if you mention your seat number anywhere in the answer sheet, or you tamper with the answer sheet, the QR code, the time track, anything, then also your answer sheet would be invalid. So these are the general instructions to the candidate. Fine. So we have dealt with the timings, the detailed schedule, okay, as to when you will be able to apply for the exam, when you are going to make the payments. Okay, so kindly make the best use of it. Fine. In case you want a detailed copy of this ad in English, okay, kindly download the Suprabha Academy app. You'll be getting this in English, the same ad in English. Fine. Thank you, everybody.